guys, Sebastian here from Noble Frugal Studio. I bought myself a little something for the work I've been putting in Castle Dark, and making videos on the channel, and I'm really happy with what I got. So I decided to make a haul video to recommend some of the items that I bought to you guys who are looking for some high quality traditional art materials. Also, we're going to do a little bit of demo of each material, how it works. I'm pretty sure you guys know how pencils work, but for the other things here, like this brush pen that I have and these alcohol markers, I'm going to be doing a little demo to demonstrate why you would actually invest in these things. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I sorted these things by the location of where I bought them. So this sketchbook, brush pen, curve ruler, lead, and mechanical pencil were all bought from jetpens.com. I'll leave a link in the description. Jetpens.com is where you can get tons of stationery from Japan and all over the world. Really cool mechanical pencils like this Kokuyo Fit Curve mechanical pencil. This is a 0.5 millimeter lead mechanical pencil. I only got this because it looked cool and it does that great. So there we go. That's why he's here. Next up, we have this Tombow dual brush pen. Now, I almost dropped it. This brush pen is awesome. It was around $2.60 on JetPens, which is really, really cheap. And I picked it up and I'm just so impressed. You guys are gonna see it in the drawings I make later, but this thing's awesome. Next up, I picked up some Einstein lead from Pentel. This is just some 0.5 millimeter lead for this pencil and my other mechanical pencils. Then I also picked up something really interesting. This is the Staedtler Mars flexible curve ruler. Now, what it does is that it curves so you can make round lines and then also recreate them. I use this to achieve the effect of curvilinear perspective in one of my drawings in my sketchbook, which you're going to see quite soon. Let's move all this out of the way. This is the Marumon Soho sketch pad, size B5, which is 10 inches long and around 7 inches high. And yeah, so I got this sketchbook because of its compatibility with alcohol markers and ink. On it, it says it works great for color pencil, but I've tried these alcohol markers on some of the pages, and yeah, they look pretty good. The pages are really easy to rip out, which is great because we're going to be using some of these pages while we use this thing under all this stuff. I'm going to reveal it later. Okay, so that was all from JetPens. Let's put this back in its proper place to make it seem like I have a nice, I have a nice organized setup here. Now these are the Tombow ABT Pro gray tone alcohol-based art markers. I got the small pack. It was about $15, and I got these from Michael's, which is an arts and crafts store. I couldn't even find these on JetPens. I was very surprised because it's like a stationary website. But yeah, I believe these were released just last year, and wow, am I impressed with these gray tones. I got gray because there's so many colors, and I don't usually work with colors. I'd kind of be intimidated. I have to learn how to blend colors and what colors work with others. Which I'm pretty good at doing it digitally, but I decided to stick with gray tones so I could focus in just on value for now. These things are awesome. I'm gonna be demonstrating them a little later after we go over all the stuff here. And wow, I love these markers. You guys on my Instagram have seen what I've done with these markers so far. And if you're not on Instagram, what are you doing? Go there to see all my sketchbook stuff. It's really cool. Last but not least is this light pad. This is a light pad, if you didn't know what this white backdrop was. GAOMON sent me this light pad for the purpose of this video. So big thanks to GAOMON. Basically, what it does is that you press this button, it turns on, and it shines light through a paper so you can trace things, you can work with perspective. I'm going to do a little bit of a demonstration a little later, and I will go into this a little later too. All right, that's all the stuff that I got from the haul. Now let's go into testing some of this out. Open up this sketchbook. We're going to have this handy. The reason I bought a brush pen is because I heard from other artists that when you use a brush pen, you can get a lot of variation in line width. So as you can see, there's some really thin lines in this drawing of pie, and then there's some thicker ones in different areas. And that's good because it can help you practice your line weight as you draw. And if you want to learn more about line weight, I'll link a little video in the card or the description so you guys can learn a little bit more about line weight. It's very important. I drew 2 pictures of Pi in his thief costume. For this one, I already inked it, so we're going to be trying out some of these markers here. And for this one, we haven't inked it yet, so that's what we're going to be doing now. So what you can do with this brush pen is that you can get pretty thick lines. I'm going to start with this part of the hood. And I'm just gonna go pretty thick because it's overlapping his face. But when I go do his eyebrow, I can go pretty thin, which is awesome. His eyes have to be really thin, so we have to go really, really light. That's the benefit of using a brush pen, because you can go really light, and I actually messed up on the second eye. That's pretty frustrating. But actually the use of this light pad that we have here will help us, you know, practice inking so we don't have to mess up once and then be angry at ourselves. So as you can see, with the brush pen, you can get some really nice variation in line weight, but you have to have a lot of control of the actual brush pen itself. I actually messed up a few times, which is what I'm trying to teach myself to do. I'd prefer to use this light pad and just draw over this in ink so I don't mess up the sketch, but I'm trying to teach myself not to hold on to the drawing so much so I can be decisive in the decisions I make. And that's gonna help me make artwork faster. Draw these. Okay, so not the best, but I think pretty good. What do you guys think? Do I need more work? I know I definitely need more practice, because every artist needs more practice. So that's a demonstration of how I use the brush pen to get variation in line weight. I think that looks really good. It looks better than a lot of my digital art, and I was able to sort of find my style with this brush pen, which is nice. So before we move on to the marker demonstration, I have to show you some things that I already made with it, and that way you get to see sort of what the end product's gonna look like. This folder is part of the haul video. I got this at Staples for I think around $12. It just says Staples. It's a very basic sort of folder. I just found it and grabbed it because it had a handle, and it looked pretty good. So this is the initial test I did with the brush pen and the markers. This is pie. I made sort of a chest to test out the different colors of the markers, but this right here is the highlight. That line variation in this sort of cupboard looking thing, that's just awesome. I did that all with the brush pen, and oh, I didn't even, man, I completely forgot. This is a dual brush pen. It's not just a brush pen, it has a whole other side. Look at this. So this is a sort of this is a felt tip, which you can get thinner lines from. I completely forgot about this. Wow. I've been focusing so much on the brush pen part of it that I've completely forgot that it's a dual brush pen. So you actually get more for your money. So wow, this is great. So you can even get thinner lines with that. I probably should have used that on this. Yeah, I probably should have done that, but that's okay. It was all about the brush pen. So, but yeah, this thing's great too. You can press really lightly with this and get some thin lines, and you can get some actually pretty good variation with this side as well. Again, you still have to have some good control, but it's pretty good. I'm glad to have this dual brush pen by Tombow ABT dual brush pen. It's water based. It was only $2.60, so definitely a great buy here. Next up, we have the Tombow ABT Pro alcohol markers. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to use them on this drawing of pie right here. Now these markers will bleed through this paper. I did know that going in, so we're just going to grab a practice sheet that I have, and we're just going to fold that like this, slide it under here, so that all that bleeding marker can go onto that page and not onto the other page of my sketchbook. I'm going to start with this one. These ones have a marker bottom tip. These are also dual brush markers, and it has a brush tip at the start. So to start off, why don't we get everything in this sort of light tone, because I want some things to be darker and some things to be lighter. So let's just start with the lightest and then we'll go dark after that. So what I learned with alcohol markers is that you want to draw on them when the ink is completely dry, and also don't draw over the lines. Now I could be wrong about that, but it seems like whenever I draw over the lines, I got some weird effect. So I'm just gonna draw in the marker, the liquid from the marker will sort of fill in where I go. Just not drawing directly over the lines. That's all I'm doing. Inktober is going to be awesome, guys. I cannot wait. As you can see now, the colors are sort of coming out of the lines right here. So I'm going to color close to the edge, but not just over it, so that the color can have room to expand. All right, now that we got everything sort of set, I'm going to go to this very dark color and color the hood. Now this is the deepest gray. I'm just going to go in and shade the hood. Now I'm going to use the second lightest to shade Pi's face. Yeah, I love these markers. They add so much depth to my artwork, and the way that they blend with each other, the way I'm able to just draw over them, and actually I should have left room for the marker to expand. As you can see, it's expanding out of the lines. So that's what I have to learn. I have to learn how to use these markers. But as I'm learning, I'm enjoying it so much. It's so much different than digital art. I don't have to sort of make another layer. I sort of have one shot at making it all look great, and I like the challenge. So I think that turned out pretty good. I'm still practicing. You have to keep learning these lessons over and over again before you get them. And that's the thing I like about art in general. You have to keep learning something. You can learn something at least 15 times before you really get it. So I'm enjoying myself with these markers, and I think they're worth a buy. For the 5 of them, it was $15. So in my opinion, that was worth it. So this is the brand new GAOMON GA3 LED Lightbox. So what is a Lightbox? A Lightbox is basically a drawing tool that allows you to see the page underneath your current page in order to help you with line art, perspective, and things like that. Now, we already did a line art demonstration, so I'm not going to do too much here, but I'm just going to demonstrate to you how easy it is to do line art with a Lightbox. And the best part is, after you're done, you don't have to worry about messing up your sketch. You just have a completely different page with your line art on it. These drawings were from a video that I couldn't post, so enjoy them while they're here. So this is the A3 size. This means that it's 420 millimeters by 300 millimeters, which is about 16.5 inches by 12 inches, just about. It has a really hard polycarbonate surface on the Lightbox, so you don't have to worry about damaging it while you're drawing. The controls are really easy. You just press the on button to turn it on. Press and hold to change the brightness. Press and hold again to change the brightness in the other direction. It's super thin. It's actually only 6 millimeters thin. It also has even light distribution. So there's an LED bar right here and an LED bar right here. When you turn it on, it causes the whole thing to be lit evenly. One of my favorite parts of this is that it's USB powered. So I actually have this plugged into my lamp on my desk. It just comes with this USB cable. You can plug it into your laptop, into a portable power bank, or into the wall. So it's really easily powered. What's better is that if you flip this whole thing over, there's an entire cutting pad on the back of the light pad, so you can use it for that too. I want to say huge thanks to GAOMON for sending this thing over to me. One thing I do wish that this tablet had, especially for drawing purposes, is I wish it had a specialized paper clip at the top so I could clip down these pages. Usually I just use tape to tape the pages together, but I wish it had a specialized paper clip so I could keep these pages stuck together while I do my line work. That would help out a lot. You can also use a Lightbox with traditional animation where you have your pages clipped together on a special animation peg bar or a paper clip. You'll be able to flip through the pages to see your frames, and I plan on doing that in the future. That will be a really cool video to do. Okay, so that about wraps up the haul video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to buy anything that you see here, head down to the description to find the link to the official Noble Frugal Studio Amazon store. If you go there, you won't only find the items that you see here, but also all of my equipment on my desk, like my animation equipment, my computer parts, the speakers I use, you name it. I'll also be posting periodically with updates to my setup, so check back from time to time to see what's new. Also, by using the link to shop to the Amazon store, it supports the channel, so thank you in advance. If you don't have the cash but you want to support the channel or my film Castle Dark, follow the link in the description below and sign up for a 30-day free trial of Amazon Music Unlimited. There you can listen to tens of millions of songs on any device, anywhere you go. It's available for Prime and non-Prime members, and it supports the channel when you sign up. So thank you for that. Go and get your free 30 days of music by following the link in the description below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Special thanks to OwenArt for supporting this channel on Patreon. If you want to see the latest news about my film Castle Dark, gain access to exclusive tutorials and behind the scenes content, head over to the link below or on the end screen to my Patreon page.